Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Why We Love Horror, the show where we take a movie, we talk about it, I bring on a guest, they choose any movie they wish to talk about, and we go through it. Nazario, of course, isn't here because, for some reason he just hates this fucking show. I don't get it, but fuck it, First of all, though, as always, buy our shit. I'm not wearing one right now because they're all dirty, but, buy our shit regardless. We got mugs, we got masks, we got all kinds of crazy shit. Today, though, I'm bringing on a dude, a guy, the dive bar, the bar guy, the new host of Holy Script. We got Bar.
Hey,
how's it going, buddy?
Not bad, not bad. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good,
now,
good.
You, man, I wanted to bring you on here for some time, especially after how badass you were at the 80s and 90s. Like, you fucking showed up for the 90s horror match.
I don't know how. I still don't know how. That was a goddamn fluke.
Well, since we didn't have one this month, in May, we're going to be doing back-to-back. We're going to be doing 2000s and 2010s. So I'm giving you two chances. You're going to win one of these, man. You're going to fucking win one of these trivia matches. It's going to happen.
You say so.
Okay, so let's start off by always going, what are your first horror movie experiences that you remember?
So I didn't really get into horror movies until later. It wasn't until around Halloween of I want to say it was 2016 actually. Because I've always respected the idea of it, but I'm a scaredy cat. So it wasn't until I was watching TCM and they were doing nothing but classic horror movies, and 4 movies in a row were it was The Shining, The Exorcist, Rosemary's Baby, and Psycho.
Dude.
And I watched all 4 of those. So that was basically a good way to get my dip my toes into everything, and
I would say so.
Yeah, exactly. And I've appreciated the genre a lot more ever since.
Those are amazing movies to start it off with. Now, out of those 4, which one has been your favorite out of those 4?
I would say that the one I tend to rewatch the most is Rosemary's Baby.
That's a good fucking movie. I like that.
Oh, it's a great fucking movie. It's got one of my favorite moments in any horror movie where everyone's in the apartment and the baby's actually in the crib. I don't remember the lines, but basically one of them walks over to Rosemary and they offer her a drink and she's like, "What's in this?" And she goes, "Oh, it's just plain old Lipton tea."
Yes, that is a great fucking moment. What are some of your other favorite horror moments in other movies?
Halloween. Basically the entire climax of 1978's Halloween. I'm finding that the director we'll be talking more about today, John Carpenter, is probably one of my favorite directors of all time. Just the way that builds, and it's just moment after moment after moment. It's a steady climb of anxiety. I think that's just masterfully done. Another great moment I would probably say is my God, it's such a weird moment, but it's one of the creepiest things I've ever seen. It's the way Rose eats cereal in Get Out. It's so uncomfortable and it's so unhuman that it's absolutely terrifying. And that I legit don't know how Allison Williams didn't skyrocket her career after that.
I love how slow she does it too.
Yes,
just one little bit. Just keeps doing it,
and then just milk. It's ugh. I think another moment. I'm gonna pick a lot of weird moments, but I kind of like weird moments in movies like this. And it's in The Devil's Advocate. at the funeral scene when Pacino's character basically just sticks his finger in the holy water, and he's got that great Pacino face, and the music is swelling, and it like snaps into his face like closer, and the smoke is coming out. It's just a wild moment. It's like those kind of moments always make me enjoy a movie more. When they show you something that's just so bizarre, but it's really effective in that sense.
Yes.
And I would also be remiss if I didn't mention the femur in the Burbs, but horror quotation marks. And I think the last one I would like to bring up is actually from The Exorcist. It's that great shot that actually goes through the window towards the end. It's just such a well shot moment, and you know exactly what's happening in that moment. And if I'm remembering the scene correctly, you hear like the impact in that moment, and
Yes.
it is unnerving,
to say the least. Yeah. Dude, those are great. One of my favorites from Halloween towards the end there is when Michael Myers is laid out and Laurie Strode is in the forefront and she's kind of freaked out, and you just see her, and for some reason she drops a knife right next to him, which is hilarious.
It's one of the few moments in any movie that I don't normally talk to the screen, but throughout most of that scene, I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing?"
And you see him lift up. It's right there, and he's just ready to strike, man. It's so fucking awesome.
Another moment I actually want to bring up real quick from Halloween is the reveal of her friends' bodies.
Yeah.
Like when the one just like kind of falls over from the side and it's just like dangling there. Oh my god. It's one of the few moments I remember literally like gasping when watching for the first time.
That is a great fucking scene. I love that scene, man. The way he shoots that movie in general is just fucking incredible. Including the opening track and shot.
Oh my god.
It's just fucking incredible.
We'll talk about something that he does similar in the movie that we're going to bring up.
Perfect. What would be your favorite horror film?
The one we're talking about today. However, if I had to pick another one, it would probably be 1978's Halloween.
I like it.
Yeah, it's just the way that it's shot, directed, that score, that iconic score, the way that it actually really creates this intense atmosphere to it. The way that like Michael Myers doesn't even really have a name in the first one, and the fact that like no one knows what his name is aside from Donald Pleasance's character, but he's not in it that much.
No, not at all.
So the fact that it's just like to her, it's this unknown figure, and it's just lurking around her like throughout most of the movie until like the climax, and it builds this great tension and this great atmosphere.
I love the fact that throughout the first movie, especially, Donald Pleasance consistently refers to him as just pure evil. And it's because he has no rhyme or reason for what he does. Like, for that, the reason he picks her is because she fucking showed up at the goddamn house. Like, if it wasn't for that, he wouldn't have picked her. He would have picked someone else. But he chose her, and then all of her friends go down because of her. She had to show up at the house.
It's just that terrible moment of all these people are dead because of this one person, and no one even knew that it was happening.
Yeah.
Like, it's just that gut-wrenching feeling when you watch it that way.
So, to get to the movie we're going to talk about today, you chose one of my favorite horror films of all time as well. John Carpenter's The Thing, the fucking poster, man. itself
Yeah.
is fucking incredible.
One of the greatest movie posters of all time, maybe number one. I stand by it.
Oh, 100%. That fucking light shining out of the fucking hood, everything, man. It's so simple, so direct, but so perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this film has a sled dog followed by Norwegian airmen being shot at. The dog ends up going to the American Outpost 31. All hell breaks loose. And it turns out to be an alien monster referred to as a thing that imitates all the Americans and just starts fucking shit up left and right. People are transforming, people are fucking getting lit on fire, all kinds of crazy shit. And of course, it stars the one and only God himself, Kurt Russell. And that's all you fucking need is Kurt Russell in a movie to be fucking amazing. Now, what made you choose The Thing?
It's the only horror movie I have on Letterboxd rated at 5 stars. It's the only movie. It's the only horror movie that I have a perfect score for. But I love. There are so many elements to this that all circle back around. That the more you watch it, the more you pick up, and the more you appreciate it. It's just an expertly crafted film that I think we talk about as one of the best horror movies, but I don't think that we talk about it enough as just one of the best movies ever made.
Yes, wholeheartedly agree. Like, horror or not, this movie is fucking incredible. Everything, man, the cinematography, the fucking lighting in it, the special effects, which we'll get to, is insane.
Oh, hell yeah, we're going to get to those. Don't worry. Don't worry, viewing audience.
Now, to start off, let's just start off by asking, what are some of your favorite moments from this movie or scenes?
So one of my favorite moments of this movie is the scene in like the dog kennel.
Yes.
That is one of those scenes that I'm kind of talking about when I talk about like how perfectly crafted like this movie is. Because there's a lot of elements in there that really, really, really are important to this story, especially the character of the thing itself. It shows you in that one moment how it shifts, how it attacks, the way it. I mean, we'll talk about that scene too. That's a great ass scene. But like, even the fact that the dogs already have a bad feeling once it enters, and B, the build up to the transformation itself is incredible. The one shot where it starts to circle around, and it's that dog is just looking straight forward. It's got like nothing in its eyes in that moment. And the way that it's the one area of the building where you hear the wind just howling.
Yes.
Like, you don't really hear that sound unless they're outside, but in that room right before it shifts, it's going nuts. And it just really builds the tension of everything. The lighting, the shadows, and then it starts to transform. And the beginning of the transformation, it still looks relatively like a dog, just like a little bloated. And then it peels back.
Yeah.
Like a fucking banana. I know that doesn't sound scary to anyone who's never seen this movie, that it peels like a banana. But trust me, if a banana had sharp fangs, you'd be scared of that banana. But it's just such an incredible moment, because at first you see the dog start like barking at it, trying to like, protect its territory.
Yeah.
And then once it starts to develop more and more, you see more of the desperation. Like the one dog trying to chew through the gate.
Yes.
That moment alone, the moment that you see this dog biting through the wiring of this gate in order to attempt to get out. And then that one being the first one attacked, the one that's trying the hardest to get out, shows you that this thing is intelligent.
Yes.
And it shows you the desperation that these dogs have to get out. And those two elements alone really make this scene stand out to me.
100% agree. And the fucking tentacles that it like sprouts out and it's choking one of the dogs as it's trying to attack the others. And when they come in and they're firing shotgun shots and taking out the random dogs that are being attacked is just so gut wrenching.
As a dog lover, it's hard to watch.
And it has what's his name? It's Clark. Mm-hmm. Clark trying to protect the dogs and trying to stop them from shooting them.
Yeah.
And one thing about the scene that I really love is that throughout this movie, when people think of the flamethrower, they think of Kurt Russell. Mm-hmm. But he's not the first person to use that flamethrower. It is Keith David as Childs. He comes in.
Yeah.
And Kurt Russell just tells him, blast him. And boom, that fucking fire rings out. He's on, and that's when the fucking creature like lifts itself to that roof of the ceiling of it and just fucking blasts, and just hear that blood curdling like terror scream.
Yeah, that's another thing actually that it develops.
Real.
Hey, get him on. But that's another thing I actually really want to point out. The fact that it shows you that it goes for the ceiling, because it does it later. Yeah. Like, it shows you like how this creature works. Like, once it knows that it's in danger, it goes to the ceiling first. It's just such a smart scene for because of that. It perfectly develops how this thing works.
100% agree. Like, this scene by itself sets up everything you kind of need to know about the thing. That it can imitate, that it can fuck you up brutally, and it has no fucking fear. It's just, it sees all of them and it's still ready to attack and ready to go.
Mm-hmm. Another scene in this movie that I really, really like is the one that I think the most people know about. It's the blood testing scene.
Yes.
It is. Okay, so the tension's already high between everyone because they're like miles away from anybody. They can't reach anybody through the radio systems. The one place that was kind of close, the Norwegian Center, you see it's already like gone. And they figure out how to detect which one of them is possibly this creature, because what we see earlier is that there's like a large percent that it's just more than one person. And I love how just before it, like, everyone thinks that McCready is it. Like, everyone thinks that it's him. So there's already the possibility that he is.
Yeah. He gets lost in that snowstorm.
Yeah.
And that from then on, all eyes are on fucking him the entire time.
Mm-hmm. And that and like the jacket.
Yes.
And so it's just really, the tension is just even higher because everyone's tied up. And what I really love about this scene is how smart it is, in the fact that they tested Windows first, as he's the only other person aside from McCready who's not tied up. And then they just slowly go down the line of him, the two people who are in the room that are dead. Then they go to what's his name? Oh, he's I'm gonna forget his name. But basically they're about to test the one guy, but just before they do, he starts talking about how he's pretty sure it's the other guy because he's the only one who could have gotten to the blood bags.
Yes.
So you're thinking, oh, well, he already knows who it is, but then, boom, they test the blood and it just like screams and it like jumps.
Palmer.
And then he slowly starts shifting, like his head starts to like bulge and his eyes turn white. But he's tied to a fucking bench with 2 other people.
Yes.
Tied to that fucking bench. And the flamethrower is malfunctioning. And there is so much screaming from everybody going on.
Yeah, Childs and Gary.
Gary,
Like,
that was his name.
Are freaking out. They are just fucking... They're just trying to get the hell out of there, and Childs is telling them to blast him and to get him out, and Windows doesn't know what the hell to do. And that's when,
in hindsight, Windows was the wrong person to have not tied up. It probably should have been oh my god, it's not Noobs. It's what's his character's name? But it's the other guy who's actually tied to the chair. Windows in hindsight was the wrong person to be the only to be the other one to man the flamethrower.
I love the fact in this scene that as you were saying, as they slowly go through it, the tension is slowly building. And then when it fucking hits and he starts freaking out and he breaks through the chair and he takes out Windows that quickly, it's just so fucking quick and pounce. He just pounces on him. And then they finally get a hold of everything. They finally get control. And fucking Gary is sitting there still on the couch, and he goes, "I know you gentlemen have been through a lot, but I would rather not spend this winter tied to this fucking couch." He's so pissed off, but it's kind of like a levity moment at that point because we've just seen through so much fucking hell, and it's a small levity moment of him freaking out that he just wants out of the couch. But I think at that moment, since they've done the test, they truly trust, in the room at least at that moment, they truly trust each other. Because now they know that McGreedy is not it. And they know that the rest of them aren't. And then they go to find Blair. Because Blair has been missing at this point. And Blair, that's the one guy. Blair, throughout this movie, becomes more and more insane. And it's because he knows what the thing is capable of. He can see it. He knows the fact that if it gets out, it's going to take over the fucking world. So he is just doing whatever he can to contain it in this place by basically fucking them all over. And also at the same point, trying to build a spaceship of his own out of pieces and shit of what he finds from helicopters and everything like that. It is truly fucking great.
Yeah, I see. Blair in this movie is probably my other favorite character.
He is so fucking great.
Because the third scene I want to bring up, actually, nice segue, is the scene where he's actually at his computer.
Yes.
And he's learning how this thing starts to become other beings, and he's just sitting there watching it as he sees just blood samples turning into imitations, and then at the end, you see just this look on his face of, oh fuck, and then you see at the end there's a 75% chance that one or more of the other men are imitations, and you just feel the heartbreak in him. And the scene where he just starts to go absolutely ballistic, it becomes a really heartbreaking scene because of that.
Yeah, him, Childs, and McGreedy, out of all of them, they really focus through development with those three especially. Every character has a moment in this movie. Palmer has his moment when he freaks out. What's his face? It's not Bennings. It is Knowles. Knowles has his moment as well.
That's who I was trying to think of earlier.
Yeah. It's it's definitely an ugly shit car. But I just love that this contained story has this many characters. Look how many of those motherfuckers are in this movie, but they go through them so well. It is so fucking great how he's able to contain it with all these characters and make it to where they are all seen at certain moments and they have their own moments together. Windows, it sucks, but usually his moments are all him just freaking out or just running away, and then finally he gets taken out, and it's so sad because I love him in this movie. He's so fucking funny in this movie. He's great.
Oh yeah, anytime they ask, "Have you reached it? Have you reached anyone yet?" It's like, no, no, of course I haven't. We're in the middle of nowhere.
Exactly. It's fucking like he has a right to freak out. He freaks out for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one of my favorite moments of this fucking film, and it's a movie a moment that I've constantly brought up, which I will get to right here. Let me bring up the picture. Is a very small moment. It's a very small scene. It's all before all hell breaks loose in this movie. You know, and we're just getting to know some of these people.
Yeah.
It is Kurt Russell sitting playing chess.
Cheating bitch.
Exactly. The fucking thing wins. Which the voice of the chess is Adrian Barbara from The Fog, from the other John Carpenter. I can't ever pronounce her last name, but
one I've been meaning to watch.
She's uncredited in it, and I will definitely check out that photo in a little bit, Drew. I want to see that car. Him just pointing in there and just saying "cheating bitch" and just leaving is so fantastic. It is a great introduction to Kurt Russell in this film, man.
Yeah,
he
just so that he takes no shit.
Exactly, and look at that fucking glorious beard. Nobody can match that fucking beard. No wonder he became Santa Claus later. The dude has a fucking beard to fucking prove it.
Closest person who can get a beard like that? Wyatt Russell.
Yes. Now, what would be your favorite kill or death? Or both, if you have one or either.
It's a good question.
Hey, Rose.
Favorite kill or death? You know what? I'm gonna go with Childs. Not Childs. What's his name? He's the ginger who gets shot in the leg. Yeah, Childs.
Yes.
No, not Childs.
No, that's not Childs. Childs is Keith David. It is.
I'm terrible with character names, folks. Anyone who's watching, just know I'm absolutely awful with character names.
Bennings. Yes, Bennings. Yes, it's 100% Bennings.
Yeah.
It's going good. How you doing, Rose?
Hey. So I thought for sure that the dog had gotten him earlier.
Yes.
Because there's that great shot where they do like that thing that they do in the beginning of Halloween where it's like this tracking shot. And you actually kind of see the shift because it's kind of taller and then it gets down to like the dog size. And then you see the dog peeking its head through the door.
Yes.
And then it goes into a room and you just see a shadow of a guy. I thought for sure that was Bennings when I first watched it.
Yeah. You would assume it would be.
You would.
Assume it would be. Thank you for stopping in, Rose.
But then later when Windows sees Benning being, transformed or like disintegrated or like whatever like that moment is, and then you see the thing version of Bennings outside, and it looks exactly like him.
Yes.
Except for those fucking hands. And you slowly see them like one at a time pop up. And then he lets out that scream, that howl, that banshee-esque moan. And then they light his ass on fire!
Yes.
That's probably my favorite death scene in this movie.
That is an incredible... And knowing that that's like... They're all like surrounding him in a way. And they're freaked out because they see the hand, and Kurt Russell, he doesn't want to do it. And he just kicks the can down. And you just see them ready to throw it down, and he just does it because he has to. You definitely need to rewatch it, Rose. I really think you would love this movie. Knowing especially how you liked Event Horizon, the effects, everything like that, the practical effects, this is a movie.
Incredible. Some of the best practical effects in any movie ever.
Yes. And speaking of the effects, man, this face right here is so
I bet I know which one this is.
Legendary. Oh my God, it gets me every time. Believe this is it. Yes.
Yes.
Look at that. Look at that face.
Holy shit. That moment.
And it's right after the defibrillator scene, which is one of my favorite scenes. It's just so shocking. He just goes down. He does it again. Then he goes for the third time. It just fucking opens up and closes in on him, and his hands are gone.
Yeah.
And then he just turns into this.
This is something else I actually want to bring up that I did. Yeah, yes it is.
Yes, it is.
Oh, and then it keeps changing, and then it keeps shifting. And you don't think it's gonna change the thing? That's what the fuck that thing is.
Yeah, that's one of the guys he imitates. That's what happens when he imitates somebody. That's the kind of freaky shit that happens. Which they do have. We talked about it a little earlier. They have the sled dog scene, which again he goes to the ceiling. It attaches itself to the ceiling. It is so insane.
It's so good.
Yes.
I still have to see Pee-wee's Big Adventure. But yeah, no, just the effects in this movie are so good. Especially the way that it keeps shifting.
Yes.
It's not just like it's not constant still shots of like one moment. It keeps shifting and transforming and enlarging itself and like sprouting tentacles and like claws and things like that. Hell yeah, you do.
Yes.
But that's another thing about this movie that I think is kind of brilliant is the editing. The editing is so good. You were talking about the scene with the defibrillator, and you see him going in for the third time. It's like on a tight shot of him.
Yes.
And then it's a super quick cut, and then just he's punching down, and that's when the teeth in the stomach open up, and it's such an incredibly edited moment because the timing of that is just fucking perfect.
Yeah, it's like I still can't believe that when this movie came out, it was shit on. Nobody went to go see it.
I don't get that.
And I think the problem was also that it came out around the same time as E.T.
So this is 82, the year of sci-fi.
E.T. alien movie, nice. And then you got the fact.
Yeah.
So I get why most people would go see E.T. and not really give this one the time of day. But now when you look back at it, even though E.T. is fondly remembered as much as this film has become one of the most known horror movies on the planet. And it never got in another one of his, They Live. Same thing happened. It came out, it got shit on, and it's still remembered to this day.
Yeah, Carpenter is just a director that everyone likes to shit on when anything that he does comes out.
Yeah.
And then, like, 20 years down the line, everyone's like, that's a great fucking movie right there.
Exactly. I can't believe that people just don't realize that.
Except for Ghost of Mars. Ghost of Mars is still shit.
Yes.
But
I 100% agree. I 100% agree. That movie, goddamn. It is so, like, that's beyond corny.
Mm-hmm.
What happened there? Okay.
What happened? What happened? Where?
I clicked the wrong thing for a minute.
Oh, thank God, you son of a bitch! I thought something.
No, we're still good. Okay, one of my other favorite moments in this is towards the end, where Kurt Russell's facing off with a thing, and he chucks it, and he goes, "Yeah, fuck you too." He just jumps out of the way as the explosion hits. It's so fucking amazing.
That's yeah, no, I love that moment. Like literally, just like everything building up to that moment. It's just such a sad. Good for you, Nazario.
Of course you do, Nazario.
Yeah, of course. It's well, there was a prequel back in 2011.
There was a prequel, and
we don't talk about that one.
They messed it up. So like that's actually a perfect example of what Garth was saying. That movie was supposed to have had practical effects, but the studio said, no, fuck that. Take that out. You're gonna put CGI in there, and it fucked it all up. It looks so bad. And it doesn't help that they have basically a low-vent version of Kurt Russell in that movie. Same beard, same thing. And I went,
I don't even remember who that was. Who was that?
I think it's the guy from Warrior and The Gift. What's his face?
Oh, Joel Edgerton?
Yeah, I think it's Joel Edgerton.
Oh, Joel Edgerton. No. Joel Edgerton can't do Kurt Russell. Joel Edgerton's a great actor, don't get me wrong, but he's not Kurt Russell. You know what? They are apparently remaking this movie, which fucking hell. Of course they are.
Of course.
But I swear to God, if they don't get Wyatt Russell to play that character.
That I would fucking go to see. They need Wyatt Russell in there.
Mm-hmm. If they don't get him as McCready.
But the thing with this remake is the fact that the thing from Another World is completely different in a way.
Very different.
He took his own version of it and he went with it. And that's what I love. That's what I love about certain remakes. I don't want a shot-for-shot remake like Psycho. I don't want that.
Well, you don't? You don't think that Gus Van Sant's Psycho?
I know, Vince Vaughn, fucking great.
It's not a chef kiss?
Yeah, it was a movie from the 50s? Is it 50s or 60s?
50s or 40s, something like that.
Yeah.
It's black and white, I know that.
Thing from Another World. And, but Evil Dead is a perfect example of a great remake of a movie that he went, hey, I'll take the cabin, I'll take the book. That's all I'm taking. Everything else, I'm making my own. And it fucking works. 1951. Thank you, Garth.
There we go. Yeah, I have not seen the remake of The Evil Dead.
If you're squeamish, that's not a movie for you.
I've heard about that. Man. Yeah. See, my favorite kind of horror normally isn't like body horror or things like that, except for this one. It's because those effects are just so goddamn good. They're so good.
Yes. Let's see who got the science fiction. Another pen name genre. It was first published in the. Yes, Who Goes There? That was the story. I was trying to think of that a little earlier. That is the original story. This is all based off of. And okay, so if you were in Outpost 31, how long would you survive this?
Oh, not very long. Not very long at all.
Would you get taken out by the crew with thinking that they think you are the thing, or would you get taken out by the actual thing?
It's a good question.
Because it's kind of like Among Us. It's like playing Among Us in a way, which I love the fact that you're suspect. Like, would you be able to talk yourself out?
No, this game, if you're an Among Us fan, this game, this movie is for you.
Yes.
It's like Among Us meets Clue, except not as slapsticky as Clue. Man, that's a good question. I think that it might be the crew, mainly because I will think that it is the wrong person, and I'll be like, what's his name? The one who really loves the dogs. Clark. I'll be like Clark, and I'll be like so hopped up on anxiety and fear that I'll go for like the wrong person, and they'll just turn around and shoot me in the head.
Yeah, do you know what? Playing Among Us with you, I can see that happening.
I'm an anxious person already. You can tell by my pressured speech.
Well, honestly, I think I would be like Blair in a way where I think I would go nuts and wanting to try to stop it as much as possible and basically screw myself over. Because that's basically what happens to Blair. He screws himself over by just being so like insane and so
and
untrustworthy
locking
of
himself
everyone.
away.
Yeah, he locks himself away, and that's the other part is when they lock Kurt Russell away. And it doesn't help that he escapes out the window. So now people automatically go, yeah, it's him. He's one of the things.
Yeah.
And speaking of the glorious Kurt Russell, would Snake Plissken escape Outpost 31?
You're going to hate me.
You don't think you would?
No, I've just never seen any of the Escape films. So I don't really have a good gauge.
Have you ever played any of the Metal Gear Solid games?
Nope.
Damn.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. I will say this, though. Just based off of the image alone and what I do know of the character, hell fucking yeah.
Hell yes. I 100% agree that he would survive this thing. He would actually kill the fucking thing because in both movies, he goes through so much shit. He gets hurt, mind you. He's not indestructible. He gets hurt, but he keeps fucking going. And he knows how to outsmart the fucking thing. So I think he'd be able to outsmart the thing, kind of like McGrady does in this. I think he would be able to as well.
I think that Snake and McCready would be great friends.
Oh, yeah. God damn, that's a fucking team up right there. Put those
Someone
two
make that
and Jack
movie.
Burton. Three Kurt Russells together in one movie, man. Oh my god, that would
I want that movie right now, Mr. Carpenter. I know that CGI hasn't always been your friend, but I think in this case we can make something work.
Now, is there anything like any other moments, any other death, anything you wanted to bring up? Oh, you know what? We didn't talk about the music.
Oh my god, this music!
And this is one of the few that isn't done by Carpenter, and it's
Ennio
still
Morricone.
Fucking incredible.
Yeah, it's weird because if you know Carpenter's scores, you would think that it is by listening to it.
Yes,
because it's got that deep, wobbly, like synthetic kind of sound to it, which just really adds to the tension that this movie has and the claustrophobia. It's one of the best film scores ever made.
Yes, I 100% agree. It matches the tone of this movie fucking perfectly. It's like slow burned at times too. And then when it pops up, especially during the when they're outside in the snow, and you just hear it slightly in the background. You don't hear it that loud. You hear it slightly. It's so fucking good.
Mm-hmm. The sound in this movie in itself is incredible, and I think that it had to be in order for it to work. Because as I mentioned before, the howling wind in the dog scene, any time that they light up a flare,
yes,
it's just like the sharpest snapping sound. As we talked about when during the defibrillator scene, that crunch, the sound in this movie is incredible.
It really is. It's fucking crazy. Like even the sound of the thing at any point when it starts freaking out, it just has that specific noise and it works so perfectly. Mm-hmm. But yes, anything else that you wanted to bring up?
I love how it ends. I love the fact that you don't know if these guys are going to get away from the place because it doesn't seem like they are.
No.
I love the fact that these two characters that have been at complete odds with each other throughout the majority of the movie. They kind of hate each other
in this movie, which is amazing that those two are the ones who survive it.
Yeah. Just the cinematography in the ending is incredible. because the glowing light that the fire creates combined with like the bluishness of like the snow and the ice in the background creates this incredible color that makes these beautiful pictures. That ending is incredible.
Do you think one of them is still the thing, or do you think that they actually survived it?
Man, I thought about that. I've thought about that, and it's possible. I choose to believe that they're not, but that it's not necessarily completely gone forever.
I like that. It kind of like the Fallen ending with Denzel.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of out there, but it's not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's possible that there's some bug, just like some small insect that it also replicated in order to like build itself up again.
And the way Kurt Russell just goes, how about we just sit here for a while, see what happens? And then cut to fucking black.
Oh, so good.
So good. It's such a small ending to this big story, but it fucking works.
Mm-hmm. It's perfect.
Yes. And what I love about Fallen is the fact that it opens with him saying it. He goes, I want to tell you about the time that I almost died. And it goes, you fucking told you at the beginning. You just assumed it was who was saying it rather than what it truly was.
I'll take your word for that. I've never seen Fallen.
Oh, that movie you gotta watch. It's a great Denzel movie. Denzel is fucking incredible in that movie.
He's fucking incredible in like 95% of the movies that he's in.
You know, virtuosity, withstanding.
What's the other one that he was like, heart condition or something like that?
Oh yeah,
yeah, just incredible.
Now, if you had to pick a movie to double feature with this, what would you choose?
Well, originally, I was going to pick 1956's Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Dude.
Great fucking movie. The greenhouse scene in that movie, incredible. But it's a little too similar tonal-wise for a double feature.
Yeah, fair.
So I'm going to go with another. I'm going to go with Clue.
Clue?
I think watching this first and then watching Clue afterwards is two completely different things with very similar ideas of there's a killer among us. We have no idea who it is. We suspect everybody. But Clue is like the palate cleanser version of that after watching The Thing. Not to say that The Thing needs a palate cleansing. No. It's just like, if you're going to go to bed immediately afterwards, I'd rather you watch Clue first before you go to bed.
You don't have the nightmare face looking right back at you.
Yeah, well, any of those nightmare faces. Oh my god.
Go to sleep with that face.
Or the one with the dog's like face peeled back.
Yeah.
Looking like the Gorgon from Stranger Things.
That's true, it does.
The Stranger Things ripped off the design off of that scene from The Thing. Let's be honest.
Yes. That is a great pick, though. I actually would try that as a double feature.
Yeah, because Clue is good.
Kind of similar as you did, where I wanted to pick a movie that kind of has similar things to it, but a different genre. So I went with The World's End.
Ooh.
Because I like the concept of them not knowing who is robotic and not knowing who are the aliens out of the group. And I thought that is a great... It's still comedy, and it has humor, but it still has those moments of fucking gut punching. And especially Nick gut punching the woman in the stomach and taking the ring back.
See, I wish I had thought about that movie, because that's actually kind of perfect. That
Clue works fucking perfectly, because it's that same concept of who is it, who done it. I love those those are perfect movies to combine together.
Oh yeah,
and double features, those type of movies. The Thing, Clue, Walton. I'm trying to think of others.
Oh man,
Ooh, that's a good pick. Garth, I like that. Blade Runner is a good pick for that.
Blade Runner is one of those movies I have to rewatch. I've seen it before, but it's like been so long.
Honestly, a lot of people that I've talked to feel the same way when they watch it the first time. They're kind of underwhelmed by it, and then when they watch
Oh, I
it,
wasn't underwhelmed by it.
oh, you
I
just haven't
loved
seen
it. Yeah,
Oh, okay. No, I like that. No, that's good then.
that's a good
Because
pick.
I've heard a lot of people when they watch it the first time, they get underwhelmed and they don't like it as much as they want to, and then they go back to rewatch it and they get all the nuance and they get that feeling of Harrison Ford, like Garth brought up. Is he? Is he not? And they put that with the rest of the movie, and it enhances the experience of that fucking movie for sure.
Another movie that I actually think could be a really interesting double feature with this is Murder on the Orient Express, the one from the 70s. That's another good. That's another good whodunit. There's only one person that we really kind of trust in this movie, and everyone else is a suspect.
I like that. That is an actual good pick as well. Well, Bart, this has been fucking fun, man. I'm so fucking happy you brought. I've been wanting to talk about this movie, so I'm so glad that you brought it up. Especially when you had messaged me, showing me that you got it at 5 stars. I went, yes.
It's number 16. It's the 16th film to make 5 stars.
That would have helped your score. You might have beat Cody at that point.
I would have beat Cody. Can we change my score now?
It's when I actually comb my hair. It doesn't happen. Get used to it. I'll be shaving my head soon, anyways. Because I can't deal with the long hair. I try to highlight comments so quick. But coming up on the channel, one thing I want to bring up, Burr, you are the new host of Holy Script, where you get people together and we read scripts. Do you have anything you want to announce, or do you have any thoughts of what you want to do with it?
So, my plan for this is going to be it is a large undertaking to get so many people on a call in order to do this, like finding everyone's schedule, finding the right movie to do, and all that. We're probably going to do Holy Script maybe like twice a year, maybe 3 times a year if I'm feeling good about it. The next movie that we have coming up on Holy Script is one of the greatest movies ever made, in my opinion, and a lot of other people's opinions. You're not the host of great. You may be a host of great fucking movies with Mike Hanley, but Mike Hanley is great fucking movies with Mike Hanley. But the movie that we're going to be doing next on the Holy Script is 12 Angry Men. I will be reaching out to people shortly, and hopefully we will have this either sometime in June or July. That is my hope for that episode. So keep your eyes out.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. But that is, dude, I can't fucking wait. 12 Angry Men is a perfect thing for this. Because it's enough people and there's enough parts, like the roles all pretty similar, like lengthwise. Like it's nobody getting shifted, kind of like what kind of happens with some of the other movies where you have to have, like, for example, Clerks is a perfect example, is that it was so many smaller roles that I had to keep adding roles to people, and it kind of got overwhelming to a couple people. They would show up at the beginning and then they would show up at the end. So I like the pick of 12 Angry Men. I think that's so fucking great.
It's a great ensemble piece, just like The Thing.
This Just Rose real quick is a channel that my friend Valerie Rose, who was on the actual first episode, holy shit, he has arrived. The first episode of
Hey!
Why We Love Horror.
Hey!
So,
are we starting soon or what?
Yes. You see that? You see that little countdown thing we have in the top corner? Yeah, that's how much longer we have left.
Shit.
Good so you have time to, use the bathroom, grab a snack, grab a drink.
I did not set that fucking shout out up yet, but go follow Vicious Rose. That's her channel.
Oh, yeah.
Vicious Rose name. Go follow her channel. This is her shirt.
Isn't Vicious Rose the inventor of the Twitch?
You know, I think she is. So, dude, would you not go follow the inventor of Twitch? Oh, yes. Go watch the play-in match of it. Thank you, Drew.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate it.
I played in that. It's fun.
Now, coming up, not only on Holy Script, but next week, Monday, me and Michael Campbell in the morning are finally doing it. We're going to Michael Myers, The Shape, Michael Myers and Friends, the greatest name for a Halloween show ever made. Don't quote me on that. Next, later on in the day, we have Boatman with great fucking movies. That's Monday, right, Nazaro?
I don't.
Yeah, we set it
remember.
up for. We set it up for Monday. We just haven't set up a time. It'll be in the afternoon though.
Oh yeah.
And then at night.
Wait. That might be Tuesday. Let's check that out. I think he said he was available Tuesday afternoon.
For Tuesday? Okay, I'll double check that and I'll put it up on the page. Monday night, we got movie games coming back. And it's an Oscars movie games.
Road to Holes 2, Part 3. D. Put your glasses.
Thank you, Rose. Yes. We have 21 followers right now. We need 29 more. And
follow their shit.
You get it by May 14th. If we get to 50 followers, me and Nazar are going to do something special. It may involve other people on the channel too. We don't know yet. We're still discussing exactly what it's going to be.
Stupid.
Yeah, and it will be stupid. 100%.
Oh, absolutely.
Exactly, Garth. That's exactly what we're going for.
This is Mike Myers.
Thank you, Rose. But yeah, movie games Monday night, and then from there we're gonna announce more shit on Monday because that's how we roll. We announce shit once we know what's going on. So Monday, look out for maybe 3 shows, 2 at the very least. 1 in the morning, 1 at night. From there, we'll explain later. Nazario, you have perfect time.
We do have an episode of Rank Them the week after next, set up for Wednesday at 8 p.m. because we have a special guest and he cannot do it in the afternoon because he actually has a job.
So we will announce what that is when we do it because that special guest, oh man, it's gonna be amazing.
It's a good one.
And if you guys saw the other Rank Thems, it can get really heated in here. It can get really heated on those episodes. People can get taken out left and right.
Oh yeah, no, I watched both of these. Spank the Monkey not making it to the finals really hurt my soul.
And I finally watched it, and it was not worth bringing up all that way.
I actually found it, gave it to Mike, and I said, "You watch this and let me know if I should watch it." And he said, "Don't."
Rose, I'm gonna set up a match, even an easy match. And I want to see you. I want to actually see you play, and we'll put a match of me versus you, and we'll go on something your favorite movies, and we'll see all plot related. Be like, no cast, you can't do. You just, and I get it. So plot related movies, and we'll try it out. Yeah, no, you've already said it.
Too late. It's already on the schedule.
Oh, and for the people who watch,
that actually might be good.
For the people who watched the BBG last night. You know that the championship match is set. It's going to be in 2 weeks from now. That is also coming up. Good show.
Guys, the reason we're on Twitch here, we got so much fucking content live coming. It's all fucking live. I don't know why we keep doing it live, but it keeps working live. It works better than our pre-recorded shit usually. I don't get it, but it still works. We do have some pre-recorded shit coming. Episode 100 will be of M Ranked. Will be pre-recorded, and it's something special. So you're gonna have to catch that on our YouTube page, which is below.
Tell me more about it. I need to know.
We cannot say anything big.
Also, if you like all the trivia leaks and things that don't exist anymore but had funny moments, we're dropping things every day. It's funny.
Thank you, Mookie Speck, for the follow. That is awesome. We're going to test that out, Rose. I'm going to set that up. But again, thank you guys. We announced a bunch of shit coming up. Follow us, man. And follow down the link below. buy our shit, TeePublic. You click on that fucking rectangle thing, it'll bring you straight to the site. Click our YouTube page. Our YouTube page has some content that Nazario just released today. A little short video for our friend Nico. Yeah, it's good shit. Exactly. Thank you. Keep following away. Follow me.
Buy their merch.
Yes, buy our shit. Fucking Bar did. He bought the mug before I did. The reason we have a left-handed mug is because of me, and I still haven't bought it yet.
And I bought the left-handed mug, but I'm right-handed, baby.
And Jake just got sent the video store shirt based off of him following Rose. So everyone, go follow Rose, man. She has great fucking content. She goes on 4 days a week. She goes on 4 days a week. It's fucking great, man. So, guys, this is the end. Thank you for showing up, man. Nazario, thanks for coming in last minute.
I have the door. Nikon has the bacon.
Yeah.
You decide.
Thank you again for watching, people. We will see you Monday morning. We don't have music, so just pretend like we're doing music.
See you in the virtual.